said earlier that we would deal with the statements of intent in public, but we've had some legal advice around some of the content which affects the CCHL ones. So I propose to leave those in PX for the meantime. I'm still myself uncomfortable about dealing with what is feedback on a draft statement of intent. They're not the statements of intent that we're accepting. So it's a draft statements of intent for the CCOs as well, and so I would propose that they remain on the PX agenda. But if people have got, I mean, the CCHL one with legal advice, we have to keep that one in PX for reasons which are obviously known to the members of the Strategy and Finance Committee. But in terms of the CCOs, it's not so clear cut. But what I'm worried about is having a debate about what is a draft set of SOIs instead of waiting till the SOIs come back. But if people are uncomfortable with that, then I will just defer the CCOs until the next meeting.
Did we get an answer to the question that was discussed earlier around whether these drafts have normally been debated in public or so sometimes in public, sometimes not? Because I can certainly see the point around what's essentially a process with the companies being able to take place in a public excluded environment and then the outcome of that being publicly available.
I mean, we provide feedback to CCHL, which provides feedback to the boards. As far as I understand it, the feedback that has been provided by the Strategy and Finance Committee has already gone back to the company, so that they will be considering that. I'm looking at Bob Lynham inappropriately because he's not sitting at the table, but
it'll go back to the companies tomorrow, which is the last date under the statute. So
right.
Provide feedback within 2 months of the 1st of March.
Yeah, but
but we've got that accumulated and we're ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's probably not. I mean, that's important for the CCHL ones, which I'm proposing that we deal with in PX. But for the CCOs, would it matter if we waited another fortnight, or are you able to provide feedback based on what we've already provided?
The CCOs are not my area, but my understanding of the law is that they do. Legally, you're meant to give the feedback within 2 months. So.
Okay.
We do need to give them feedback by the 1st of May. I have already forwarded the feedback from Strategy and Finance Committee to the individual CCOs, so they already know what their feeling was.
Yeah.
We know in the last 4 years we haven't actually complied with the 1 day deadline normally made about within the May. And the CCOs realise that. Yeah, so
but my personal preference is that we deal with it in PX. It's been notified for that, it meets the test, and that we resolve the issues, further down the track. Yep. For the next time in terms of the process. But I think that when we're dealing with a draft, it's different from dealing with the final, and it's not debating something that is the final position. And I think that could be a negative in terms of the relationship with the CCOs and the CCTOs.
Yeah, I think it's important that the debate is able to be free and frank enough that it becomes meaningful. And certainly looking at some of the recommendations from Strategy and Finance, if there was any embellishment of those required today, they're conversations that, they're essentially conversations we're having with the companies. It's the draft, the final statement of intent, which is the outcome, which is important that it's that is in the public arena and is justifiable in that space.
Okay, well, let's move on to the funding options for Mount Pleasant War Memorial.